Well, after a very chaotic event that was Portimao last week, we are now entering the most difficult track in the F1 calendar. This is Monaco. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ironwolf on commentary for tonight, and in the party with me is Layton. Layton, how goes it, man?
It's going good.
So, last week was, as I said, chaotic in Portimao. It was on the track. It was TB that crossed the line first, DeChiller second, and Scyther third. However, after post-race penalties was done, DeChiller wound up being declared the winner after TB suffered some penalties after, well, the Ferraris of him and Jacob wound up colliding. And TB had to wind up settling for second place.
Yeah, it was a very fun race for sure around Portimao, a track that's very open compared to where we are today. It's all twisty turns and very close to the barriers, so we're definitely gonna maybe see a surprise winner today. Maybe some drivers that maybe haven't been good in other tracks are good at this one, but we will see.
Absolutely. And looking at the Drivers' Championship so far, it is still a Ferrari 1-2 with TB leading with 111 over Jacob with 86. But the newest change is we have a new third place runner, that being DeChiller, who overtook Cryptic for third, 82 to 74 for those between those two. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari still leads, but did not gain any ground on Red Bull. They actually were equal in those points. Ferrari 222 to Red Bull's 157, and Mercedes is now closing in on Red Bull with 150. And quite a ways back, with a nice little gap between them, sitting in fourth, is Alpine with 95. They're 55 points behind Mercedes, but they have a 55-point gap over their sister teammate in McLaren. So we have 17 drivers in today's event. Looking at our group, we have Jacob in the Ferrari, ULM Kiernan in the Mercedes, because WOR Lewis is not here tonight. Fanflo loaned to Haas, he is active and available. Blonde in the Alfa Romeo, DeChiller, our lobby host, in the other Mercedes. Beatnik in McLaren, Cryptic in Red Bull, Lewis Piper, AlphaTauri, Wavy, Williams, Reese in other AlphaTauri, let's see, here we go, Redfire in Alpine, Caspers in the Alfa Romeo, Scyther in Red Bull, Sam Steed Haas, George in McLaren, TB Ferrari, and last but not least, Jack in the other Alpine.
Alright, yeah, and we're actually going to get first lap, as it's going to be Florian, and it looks like there might be a glitch. Jacob's car is it's not going forward, even though it looks like it. Very
Well, it's because apparently when he came out on the track, he got booted out of the lobby, and apparently according to him, he got booted out because apparently the lobby host kicked him from the event.
Also, we have an issue. Brock is not supposed to be in the McLaren. There's no loan deal done, so at the moment that's not allowed. So one of the TPs needs to sort that out, otherwise he'll be disqualified from the race for not having a loan deal with that team. As Florian actually makes a mistake in the chicane and locks up and goes off in a swimming machine, and he's coming into the pit lane now. So the next driver would actually be Jack Miles, who's in the middle sector. Amazing driver for sure. He's in the Aston Martin this season. Not the Aston Martin, but the Alpine. Jesus. He's entering the third sector now around the final. We're actually going to see the benchmark time for these drivers. And where will Jack go? He comes up to the line and he's 12.0. That's not a very good lap by him. So he'll be trying to improve. The next driver is also TB. He's in the second sector now, just going into the chicane. The championship leader who had a very controversial race last time out between him and his teammate. He'll be looking to try and improve on that after the incident with them two. And he's in the third sector now. He's hooking up every corner, and here we go through the final two corners now into the final corner, second gear on exit, short shifting up to third. And where does TD go? He does a 11.4. So good from TD there. And Sam Speed is actually going to be the next one.
Yeah, so TB set 11.4 for that one. Jack was the benchmark as well, with a 12.0. By looks of it. Uh-oh. Well, because of where Jacob's car is, Jacob can't take control of the car. He is locked out.
Yeah, unfortunately that won't be a restart either for him, as it's only affected one driver. So theoretically, he's out of qualifying.
And that's something that he does not want, because literally he'll be starting dead last, which means, well, he ain't going to be getting far, because Monaco is virtually impossible to overtake.
Yeah, there will not be a restart to that, so that is unfortunate for him, as only one driver was affected. And by the league rules, we don't do restarts unless there's more than one affected, and it's only him. So this is good for Red Bull Academy, who need to capitalize on this now, because with Jacob being out in qualifying, we could gain massively in the constructors. So this is good. But yeah, that is a shame for Jacob, and it looks like TB's actually made a meme. You can't park there, sir. So, and looks like Jacob's responded with a comment himself. So very controversial between the two Ferrari duo, as they're not the best of friends at the moment.
I mentioned to Chiller about what happened, and he says apparently it's happened before. Apparently, if you leave and rejoin twice, it should fix it. Yeah, him and DeChiller had it happen. DeChiller and Cryptic had it happen to them. So they said they had to leave, rejoin, leave, and rejoin, and it fixes it.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens. Yep, he's tried and no dice. It won't work.
Yeah, the car being in that place as well is very disappointing for some other drivers, as it's putting them off because it's sat right in the middle. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. And Kritzig is in the first sector now. Well, sorry, the middle sector. The pad driver that he is, he'll need to try and be good around here because the pad is actually not the best, as Blonde goes fastest in the Alfa Romeo. He's done 11.3, and Kritzig's made a mistake at the chicane, and he's lost. And he's definitely going to try and back out of this lap now, as there's no point. And Jacob's asked for one more invite, and yes, he's backed off.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it is full confirmed. Jacob is going to be starting P17. The chiller said since it's only him that's been affected, he unfortunately cannot do the restart because of it. And Casper just goes fastest too. Alfa Romeo showing their stride.
Lewis Piper making his debut here in RPL Tier 1. He's just about to enter the third sector. He's making his debut in the AlphaTauri, so expectations for him as his teammate at the moment. He's currently P6 on a 12-1. So very good by Reece Bainster, the wheel driver. And where will Lewis Piper go in his first ever qualifying session for? And it's... Wow. Okay. Here's Lewis Piper. Lewis Piper sets the fastest time of the day with 10.8. So very good by him.
Well, only two drivers yet to set a lap, that being the Chiller and Scyther. Jacob, unfortunately, is going to be out of it. Because he's just still sitting there. So, anyway, speaking of the Joker, he is out on the track now.
Third sector now. He's 4 times down and he's backed off. So it's not looking good for Kritzig at the moment.
He's abandoned his lap by looks of it.
Whoa, Sam Steed is crashing the first sector. He's gone spinning round and he's reset to track. Wow, that is very judgeable there by Sam. Blonde has retired. He thinks his lap's good enough, and at the moment it looks like it is. And so is Casper's. He thinks he's safe as well.
the Chiller now heading into the Novell chicane now.
Yeah, let's see where he goes. And Cypher's coming out the pits. The Chiller's fastest in the middle sector apparently, and here we go. He's in the third sector. Where will he go? Will he go up to the top or will he through?
And the Chiller goes 5th fastest, 11.7. So only one left to set a lap is going to be Scyther. He's the last one. And currently, once he is done, Kiernan is looking to be knocked out. Oh, so there's only the bottom 2 for Q1 elimination. At that moment, it is going to be Jacob and Kiernan. Jacob, unfortunately, like I said before, stuck in a butt with a giant bug, which is not good. And also we just found out with Jacob, he's gonna have to pull his damnedest in the race itself, because next week's race, which is what I saw on the calendar, is gonna be Silverstone, right?
No, it's Canada.
Canada. Ah. He did say that one. Well, he did mention Silverstone, but I'm guessing that's in 2 weeks. He is going to be missing that race. But anyway, Scyther now making his way through Portier. What that's what it's called. I need that track map. Where's the Monaco track map?
Yeah, see, what's the casino section?
Yeah, like I said, you really don't want to mess it up, you know. Oh yeah, it is Portier. I got it right. Okay. Anyways, as Scyther now heading into Rascasse. Now Anthony Nogues. And here he comes across the line. Let's see what time he's going to be putting on. Are you kidding me? Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Scyther puts it in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Jacob's car has now finally been taken off. But anyway, so Scyther is on top of the board. Well, Scyther was on top of the board, second fastest. He is 1 millisecond off of Lewis Piper's time. That is just really insane. But Jacob is going to be heading out. He's going to do a couple of things, and he'll be back later on as Cryptic's on his way around. And Kiernan just put himself into 7th place, 11,759. That puts him safe for Q2. He'll come back for in Q3. Alright, so Sam is on deck now. As he's making his roaring on through. So Sam has to get himself out of the bottom 1, literally. He's got like 8 tenths to gain on Wavy as he makes his way through down into Sector 1. Only 6 milliseconds gained in Sector 1. Here we go.
But can Wavy make Q2 for the first time this season?
Sam Scott.
6 tenths up. At the moment, it's not enough.
Gotta do a bit more.
He's about
And
a
Wavy
tenth and a
spun
half
on
off.
Rascas,
Oh.
and same as Sam. Oh my god. That just sucks. So Wavy just managed to get himself saved.
Expect air temperature to be somewhere in the region of 18 to 20 degrees at this time of year. If the weather in recent years' Grand Prix weekends is anything to go by, it'll be very difficult to predict.
So, a bug eliminates Jacob from Q1, and Wavy safe into Q2 because of Sam Steed's spin. So that just leaves just those two, and hard to believe. And AlphaTauri on top of the board.
Look at the gap.
1 millisecond.
Wow, 1 millisecond. So imagine if it's like that in Q3. Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, so Lewis Piper on top for Q1, Scyther in second, and Caspers in third place. Alright, so now we're ready to go for Q number 2.
By the way, do we have any gossip to talk about? Transfers? Anything?
Oh, well, we're waiting on the next...
Is there any
we're waiting on
topics we
that
need to
next...
speak on?
Well, if you're ever curious about it, we do have next season being talked about a lot. In one of the tiers that we have, F2. F2 Season 16 is about a month away. And, well, the Red Bull Academy have pretty much everybody all set up for their groups. They got Tadpole and Valkyrie and Carlin, Fanflo and Term, and Dams. And from what I saw, you have ads with you for Prima, which I was a little surprised. I did not expect not seeing Cryptic on that field.
Well, there might be an announcement after this race potentially about that. But we feel we have too many good F2 drivers that can make an impact and always play the team game, and we feel Cryptic doesn't play the team game. So we decided to let him rest in F2, let's just say.
Yeah, and speaking about with F2, just further on, Beatnik has been re-signed. He's still staying in Alpine with the Campos team. And Luke, the current championship leader, is sticking around in Virtuosi next season. But Charouse is going to have a unique new lineup. They will have Mythic and Liam. Yeah, you heard it right. Liam is back in RPL. He is going to be in F2 next season. But that's just F2. We move on into F1. So F1, things have gotten really spicy in the driver market. Now, some major changes going on. We have Jacob still signed on for Ferrari for next season. But Scyther, who is in the Red Bull for this season, he is moving to Ferrari for next season.
Oh, you've just hurt my feelings. You've hurt my feelings.
Cryptic has been got an extension. He is going to be in the Red Bull next season. TB, I miss the animosity between him and Jacob. TB is moving to Mercedes next season, and he's going to be partnered by Luke. Luke is going to Mercedes next season. And the last time Luke was in Mercedes, that was back in season 4, where he won his second World Drivers' Championship in a decimating fashion. Before we move on to the next one, just take a look at the times coming in. Cryptic on top of the board with 11.1, Kiernan second with 11.7, and Fanflow sitting in third with 11.8. Rest of the times coming in, we have Jack with a 12.8 and the Chiller with a 12.0.
By the way, I will say this, even though the Red Bull and AlphaTauri lineups are confirmed, they're not 100% done. There could be a few changes still happening depending on driver talks, but that is not 100% done. There might be more changes depending on talks with ongoing teams, but drivers, not teams.
Fair enough. Speaking about with more F1 Season 9 teams, Tadpole is being promoted up into F1. He, after winning the F1 Tier 2 championship last night, him and Lewis Piper are actually going to be swapping in the new Tier 2 season, because Tadpole's going up for the rest of that. Whoa, boy! That looks like, oh man, Wavy's got a major wind damage. Anyways, but Tadpole's teammate is going to be an interesting one. Bourbon is going to be leaving Ferrari Academy next season for F1 and will be moving to AlphaTauri. And that's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Speaking of, in forms of alphas, Alfa Romeo, Blonde has been extended into next season, as he is on the track on our end. McLaren has finished their roster. It is going to be Owen and Beatnik teaming up. Jack retained by Alpine. And the last driver, Josh, aka Wookie, is going to Aston Martin next season. So, safe to say, Layton, quite a bit of the drivers signed so far. This is looking to be a very stacked grid next season.
Yeah, obviously Chiller's not confirmed yet to any team. He's out of a seat next season. He's out of contract with Mercedes. He doesn't have one. Obviously Lewis Piper going to Tier 2 was definitely a hard discussion for us, because obviously Tadpole winning the Tier 2 championship is something that definitely should be talked about. He's very consistent. He has the pace to fight for points, and if not, like he did with his Red Bull in Tier 1 debuts, he did good there as well. So the switch had to happen, but Tadpole going to F1 for the rest of the season will definitely be interesting to see what he can do, obviously, against Reece Dainty, who is going to Red Bull next season, so he'll see. But yeah, like I said, lineups can change, any contracts can easily be terminated, anything can happen. So one thing I will say is Red Bull are in talks with Choco, a driver that has raced in RPL quite a few times, could potentially be going somewhere, depending on how that goes.
Very true. And speaking about, we're mentioning about how Tadpole will do. Tadpole so far, he is on the driver roster in regards to points. He scored 17 points so far in F1 this season. He is currently 11th in the Drivers' Championship. And I would just take a look. Wow, man, there's a lot of people. A lot of times are in just Lewis Piper and George. George just goes slipping in Rascass. Slipping again in Anthony Nogues. But that slip and
Reese is
slide.
getting held up here by the Williams of Waving Ice. That's not going to be good for him. But look at the Alpha Tauri duo. Reese is P2 at the moment. He's only 39 milliseconds behind Cryptic. It's close. Could we see a surprise pole? I think we might be seeing a surprise pole. The Alfa Romeo duo look good. The Alpha Tauri duo look good. The Ferraris look like they're struggling. TV's all the way P12. The Red Bull duo can't hook it up. The Mercedes duo are struggling. Could we see a potential pole?
It's most likely it could be possible because trying to think off the top of my head. I believe I could be incorrect. Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams. Those 4 teams, I believe in RPL's history, they have not scored a pole yet in RPL's history. I could be wrong on one of them, but one of them, which I'm going to say is probably going to be the Alpha Tauri, I could be wrong on. As Scyther just gets it almost into the 9s. But...
And that's the one.
But yeah, I mean, literally, the Alpha Tauri is showing some really strong pace. The Alfa Romeos are lighting it up on fire. That's for certain.
Karen up to the line, where will he go? The Mercedes, his first debut for them, and he goes P2 with 10.6. He improves by a whole second. Wavy Nice.
CB just set fastest sector 2. These guys, he comes out of the final corner. He was almost 1.2 seconds up in sector in there, and
only just beats Kieran.
Yeah, by 300ths. It's P2,
P9.
but he is a mile away behind Scyther's time.
Yeah, the Chiller being P9 is very, very questionable. Obviously, he's on pad, so he's going to struggle compared to a lot of drivers that are on wheel for this round.
Absolutely.
Still yet to see Lewis Piper go out on track. Maybe he's saving the big boy lap for last.
Well, there is just over 4 minutes left to go, so nothing from him as of yet. But he is in the bottom 5, along with Wavy, Red Fire, George, and Jack. Yeah,
he's gone out. There we go. So we're going to see him. And it looks like the next driver to actually settle out will be, in fact, Casper, as Kieran's retired in the pits. Looks like he's done.
Well, the Chiller is just warming himself up just to go for another run, by the looks of it. Oh, nope, he's going into the pits. Never mind.
Looks like Beatnik's going to take us for a lap here around Monaco.
Yeah, we'll go on board. TV's retired in the pits. He's second place, so he'll be through in the queue number 3. And here we go, in the Sandvault. Now making that climb up the hill through Gorvage. Now up into Massenet. Here we go to the casino. It's nice and easy on that throttle. Now up into Mirabeau. Now the nasty Grand Hairpin Hotel, the Grand Hotel Hairpin. It's nice and easy through there.
Looks like we're going to get 18 runners.
We got an 18th?
Going to join. Yeah, 10's going to be loaned off.
Ah, fair enough. Beatnik now making his way through Novell. Now to Tabak. The swimming pool stuff. Just riding up those curves, just not keeping it off the wall. Onto the tricky Rascass. Last corner, Anthony No, just a little slip. But off and away he goes, and across the line he comes, and he is 8th fastest.
Down. Yeah, he was 3 tenths down. He actually stayed 8th. That's not good for him. Jack's 4 tenths up. He comes up to the line. Where will he go? He goes P10, so he's just on the verge. He's very, very close. And where will Casper's go? Can he go up to the top? He goes P2 by nearly a second improvement. Looks like Cypher's going to go for one final run here. And the driver that we need to watch is Lewis Piper. He's in the 3rd sector. He topped Q1. Can he top Q2? It'll be a potential pole. Or was it just a one-lap wonder? We're going to find out. Where will Lewis Piper go? He comes up to the line, and it's P3. So still a very good lap by the Alpha Tauri. And now Florian comes up to the line. Where will he go? He needs a big improvement here if he wants to go through. And he ends up P4 in the Haas.
What?
And it looks like the Chiller's going to go for one final run here. Gross is just a 10th up. It's not enough for him at the moment. He's going to get knocked out. But he does have enough to go for one more lap.
Red Fire's done. He clipped the wall exiting Novell, so Red Fire is going to be eliminated most likely. He's got major wing damage to that Alpine.
It starts one more lap.
Yeah, George is on a
final
lap.
Red's going to go. No, Red's going to pit, so that's him done. Blonde is in the 1st sector. Casper has had enough. He'll be done. Actually, no, he goes for one more. And it looks like Cypher will be the final driver to cross the line that can actually be able to set a lap.
Yeah, let's see what he's got. And he is just going to start up. Yeah, he's going for another run. So, Wavy's out, Red Fire's out, Cryptic has retired, so is Reese. Oh, George is invalidated, so George is out.
Chiller's out.
Way too late in Novell.
Yeah, the Chiller's out. Chiller's up, he hit the wall, he's out.
Yeah, the Chiller out. Wow.
Jack's out.
That is a shock.
Invalidated.
Yep,
and that
Jack's
is it for
out.
qualifying.
Wow, so Beatnik is safe into Q3. So Scyther tops Q2, Casper's 2nd, Lewis Piper 3rd, Fanflo puts the Haas in 4th, which is very impressive. TB 5th, Kiernan 6th, Blonde 7, Cryptic 8, Grease 9, and Beatnik 10th. I'll be honest, I wasn't even gonna make a prediction on who would be eliminated from Q2, because I think only one of them, which is being Wavy, I was gonna get right. Everybody else, I was probably gonna get it wrong. But that for Q2 is showing to be a real surprise, to say the least. But anyway, so a shock elimination in the Chiller. He is out. The Alpine pair of Jack and Red Fire are out. George and the McLaren invalidates. He is out. And Wavy is done as well. So that is Q2 done. We now get to go into Q number 3. Oh, no wonder why Wavy was knocked out. He crashed. He crashed somewhere. So we will be moving on into Q number 3. And oh man, I really don't know what to make for prediction.
Alright, you go first.
He's gonna hate me when I say it. I'm gonna expand it. Instead of top 3, I'm gonna go top 5. And I'm gonna go in the order.
Whoa, it don't work like that.
Okay, fine. I'll go with the top 3. And I'm gonna go in order. I think third place, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be Casper's, but he's gonna just barely nick TB for it. Second is gonna be Lewis Piper, and Scyther's gonna be Paul.
Okay, I'm gonna go Blonde P3, Piper P2, Cypher P1.
So pretty much the same thing, but you're just switching one alpha male for another.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Beatnik is actually the first one out onto the circuit to kick off Q3. So let's see what we got there. And yeah, apparently, Jack, the reason he got knocked out of Q3, he had a lap that could have gotten him into Q3, but Wavy's wreck ruined it.
Wavy just being the goat that he is.
I'm gonna be honest, Wavy is becoming the new Liam. He just keeps finding dates with the wall.
That's the only way he can pull women. But here we go, Beatnik starts it off, and he's actually locked up the front right. Going into turn 1, boy, it looks like it wasn't major. And here we go, he's in the first sector. Here we go. And Lewis Piper is actually no, it's not. Yes, it is Lewis Piper, but Lewis Piper is not on a lap. So the next driver that actually is behind him that's on a lap is Cypher, the driver that will be looking to try and gain in this championship after not the best of races last race in Portimao, as it was not very good for him, as he hit his teammate and then made a mistake. So he'll be hoping to catch him in the championship, as he's only, I do believe he's only 41 points behind, so it would massively help him here as he heads into the chicane. He needs to nail this chicane, it's absolutely crucial, and it looks like he does. And there we go, he's done it. And now he's going to start it off in Sector 3. Will he do a Sebastian Vettel Singapore edition? Do one lap and then give up? We'll see. And here we go, he's nailed the chicane. It looks perfect. Beatnik does an 11.9, not the fastest laps. It looks like Cypher's got traffic of Lewis Piper in front of him, but it's not going to affect him. And could we get into the 9s already here? And we do a 9.8 already to kick it off. So that's the fastest lap all weekend, and it looks like probably the lap for pole at the moment, because we've not seen a driver get anywhere close to the 9s apart from Cypher, and the closest one was actually Casper's, who did a 10.3. So he's very, very close. And the next driver to Florian's crashed. He crashed this chicane.
He's crashing Novel.
And we're gonna, if we watch on board the beat, we're actually gonna see it. Oh, and it looks like
he is right there.
Hit the wall.
PB
does a 10.3. Dainty does a 10.8. Blonde does an 11.3. And Cryptic goes for his lap. Lewis Piper's in the middle sector. He does a 52.7 middle. Oh, Piper's messed up this chicane. I meant the penultimate corner.
Yes.
And where will he go?
There.
He goes P5. That is not a good lap by him. Lewis Piper won't be happy with that, especially if what he's done in Q1 and Q2. He's definitely trying to improve. Cryptic's in the middle sector. Where will he go? He's on a pad. He could fail his objective this week, which will not be good for him. So he'll be under pressure in this race, but he'll be hoping to get a podium and try and help the team in the constructors. Especially that Jacob is starting last place and has to get through a lot of cars if he wants to get anywhere close to pole. Where will not pole, the win, and where will Cryptic go? He goes to P4, and he's behind Reese Dainty. and Caspers is 4.5 seconds up, and he goes into the third sector. Caspers, a driver that performed well on his debut, will he go up to the line? He goes P2 with a 10.2. So there's only one driver at the moment that's actually into the 0.9s, and that's only Cypher, who's 4.5 tenths quicker than everyone else.
Scyther's really showing that pace. As you mentioned about some of the races for Scyther. Now Scyther, he is unofficially, he's sitting, officially, he is sitting 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Yes, he had a 4th place in Bahrain, a 2nd in Jeddah, missed the following 3 races of Australia, Imola, and Miami. Then he wound up winning in Spain, and last week in Portimao, despite with the penalty he had, he still finished in 3rd place. So far, not too shabby on him, despite missing 3 straight races. But literally Reese on par, ahead of Cryptic by 0.08 of a second. Lewis Piper, we'll definitely have to see the magic on him. Caspers is sitting in 2nd. That is a surefire thing. He is currently almost half a 10th up on TB. And Beatnik just set his time 11.9. So only 9 drivers to set laps. Banflow, unfortunately, crashing in Novell. He will be starting in the 10th place spot. Looks like next. Well, now Kiernan is just chillaxing. Let me just make sure everybody's. Let me just make sure.
Looks like we've got some discussions about Caspers this week as well. We had discussions about him last week about how he was, and it looks like some drivers are questioning his pace here today as well in Monaco.
Well, Caspers is really doing pretty decently so far. I mean, he qualified the Haas in the top 5 last week in Portimao. And now he's sitting right now in the front row in Monaco. And here's the thing, it's not uncommon for it to happen, because in a wet Portimao in qualifying, and Alfa Romeo did get onto the front row. Cookie managed to get onto the front row last week. Although unfortunately that front row only resulted in a 10th place finish for Cookie there. But speaking of Caspers, he's back out onto the track. Same with Blonde. So Blonde and Caspers are back out onto the circuit. Term is there. Term has just popped up. There's only 3.5 minutes to go in Q3. And Caspers is gonna be starting his, what could be his last timed lap of the event. Question is, I wonder what he is capable of doing.
2 outlaps here. Back-to-back outlaps.
Scyther's come back in. He's off. Casper's off and away. He's got Kiernan right behind, but now he just backs off. He's just waiting for the right moment to get a time in, as Blonde is roaring off and away for his time lap. Scyther's back in it. Looks like somebody's bounced off the wall. Oh, Scyther just can't get in. Scyther just rejoined, but he just got booted out again.
He's back in now, but Blonde is actually just his time. Where will he go?
Let's see what happens with Blonde as he makes his way through Novell.
Oh, that was a very good chicane. That was a very good chicane. I'm guessing half a second up. Yes, 7 tenths up. It's looking good here for Bond.
That's gonna put him at
He's getting
10.7.
blocked by
I'll
his
put him in
teammate.
4th
He's getting
right
blocked by
now.
his
Oh
teammate.
boy!
Oh no!
Teammate in the way!
Oh, he's blocked his teammate.
The
That is not
teammate
good
in the
for him
way
there.
as Caspers didn't move out of the way, and Blonde goes for a spin. That just ruined Blonde's lap. And Caspers could be looking at a quali ban next week. Because he got in the way of Blonde's lap, and it just cost him dearly. Well, Seidler is now done, so he's... But let's see if he does have that pole. See if he does have that pole happening. Anyways, here is... Let's see what Casper's got. Oh, he's got nothing. So he must have had a mistake somewhere. So he's not going for... He may go for another one. Cryptic just goes second fastest.
Yeah, he improved by 6 tenths, and it looks like Casper's gonna go one more.
Yeah, Casper's trying again. He must have made a mistake somewhere. He's just waiting for the right time. Now he's got free air and roaring off in the sunset. Anyways. TB here. TB's about gonna start his next one.
Oh, Piper did it into the wall. He was a second up. That's not good for him. He's aimed to 66 milliseconds up.
Blonde's back at it. Comes Reese.
This will be one of the first shots to come across the line. And it's not an improvement.
No improvement, so
Cryptic's
6th fastest
either,
for
so...
Reese. Beatnik's 5th. Looks like Cryptic is heading off to the pits, so...
This is 69 milliseconds up.
Comes...
One's 3 tenths up.
Kiernan.
EB's only a 10th up.
Kiernan only 6th fastest. There comes Casper's now. And he puts his second.
Where will TB go? Will he go second or will he go third? 3.
Blonde, only an 8th. And wow, TB nicks Caspers for second. So Scyther and TB on the front row. Caspers is in third. But we got our pole guy right.
Yeah, true.
And I got my 3rd place guy right as well. Unfortunately, we were wrong on Lewis being second.
I'll just be back in a second.
Alright, well, we'll be ready to load up for the race as he's away for a sec. But anyway, so here is our field. So Term joined late, so he is in the back, and he's got Jacob, who got affected by a bug. He will be in the back row in row 9. Sam Steed and Wavy will make up row 8. Redfire and George will make up row 7. The Chiller and Jack make up row 6. Fanflo and Lewis Piper make up row 5. Blonde and Reese make up row 4. Kiernan, and Beatnik make up row number 3. Cryptic and Caspers make up row number 2, and the front row it is TB and Scyther. So we're about ready to kick it off for one of the trickiest GPs on the calendar. We are ready to go. The 5 lights are coming on to start the Monaco RPL Grand Prix. And it is lights out, and away we go. And it seems Scyther has a better launch, but here comes TB on the outside in the Sandoval and gets the jump, and Blonde's immediately out. Blonde and Lewis Piper collide, and Blonde is done immediately in Sandoval. Oh my goodness. Oh my word, that was not good.
Jacob's up to P13 already on lap 1.
Yeah, Jacob already up into P13 because of that chaos that happened as Blonde is out. That is super unfortunate. Contact with Lewis Piper. That is just super unfortunate. But TB gets ahead of Scyther, and wait, Fanflo? Oh, Fanflo just got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, and Reese is already in the penalty club for corner cutting. He's got Kiernan right ahead of him to try to go for 8th place, but Reese already in trouble on lap 1. And he's into the pits along with Kiernan. I wonder what happened in that, to say the least, as Reese and Kiernan are getting their wings changed, and Sirius Piper as well. Anyways, with the top 10 across the line for lap 1, it is TB, Scyther, Caspers, Beatnik, Cryptic, Fanflo, DeChiller, Jack, Redfire, and George, and Jacob's already up into 11th now. Jacob could possibly see himself into the points very shortly.
Yeah, but he's got to get past probably the 2 dirtiest drivers we've seen in a while. He's got to get past Groggers, and then he's got to get past Redfire Tiger.
Yeah, George known for some questionable antics in racing. Redfire, his antics are very well documented over the course of the last couple of seasons. You can see some of those in some of our previous races on the RPL YouTube channel. Just type up RPL_XB1 in YouTube search, and feel free to like and subscribe to any of the videos that are up on our channel. DRS is now enabled. And Caspers is still flying along, sitting up right behind Scyther in 3rd place, as TB has a 1.8 second lead over Scyther, and that lead is slightly starting to grow.
Yeah, the tire difference is kind of big at the start. Yeah, we got a crash in it. It looks like Sam Steed is out. That could be a potential safety car here on lap 3.
There's a possibility he is crashed in the casino corner. Here comes Aaron as we're on board with him, and there he is up in the wall there. Yeah, so 2 out and no safety car put into effect. Let's just take a look, make sure that he is on. Just make sure. Yep, it is on. It is on. So it is on the thing as it is, but no safety car from that event for that incident. TB sets the fastest lap of the race at this moment. And just looking at everybody's tires, so looks like Term, Jacob, George, Redfire, DeChiller, Fanflo, Cryptic, Caspers, and Scyther have decided to go on to the start with the hards. Everyone else is on the mediums, minus the 4 behind being minus Kiernan, Reese, and Piper, who had the pit. And looking at the biggest movers and shakers, right now, the 2 biggest movers is Jacob and Term. They were in the backfield, 17th and 18th. They're up to 11th and 12th, gaining 6 positions. Meanwhile, Reese and Kiernan, because of their pit, they're the biggest losers right now, losing 8 spots.
Whoa, Casper just hit the wall. He got damaged, but he slid into the wall. And he's lucky just to get away with that there.
So a scary moment for Casper's there in 3rd place. I don't see any, like I said, I don't see any damage on that car. So he must have had a little slip up in the swimming pool chicane. That chicane can throw you off if you're not careful. Vanflo is up in the 6th place right now. But despite the SFI second that he's got to serve, he's doing okay. And Jacob has got himself into the points, overtaking George up Beau Rivage.
Yeah, Groger just let him pass. He just let him pass. He didn't want to fight it.
George playing it safe because he knows Jacob's on a mission to get himself into a good points-paying position. As Lewis Piper now sets the fastest lap, but now Jacob has Red Fire to deal with. I wonder where he's gonna do the move. He's close enough. He is not. He's going for a shot. Oh nope, he had to cut.
Yeah,
that was not good. That puts him into the penalty club there.
Oh, that's his own fault. Red had the entitlement. Jacob was running out of space and he didn't commit to it, so yeah, that 3 seconds will probably be removed maybe, but yeah, kind of his own fault to be in that position. But yeah, here we go. What will happen on this straight?
You gotta admire the bravery.
Whoa.
You gotta admire the bravery on Jacob as he's trying again in the Sandoval and going on Beau Rivage. He successfully gets past.
Yeah, and Jacob decided to use the RS and just to get past it, but look at the gap between him and his teammate.
Let's see, gap between him and his between Jacob and his teammate TB, 18.8 seconds.
So it's a big gap. Look at Beanick up in P4 and then McLaren. That's very good pit, especially that he needs the results to show his team that he has the potential to fight for positions as a random person. That's not going to affect anyone. And look at Florian. He's on the back of Cryptic. Now these two are in the same academy, but they're not racing for the same teams today, so maybe we're going to see a battle between these two.
It's quite possible as he is right on Cryptic's tail, and Cryptic is trying to close the gap onto Beatnik. This is a three-way mini fight for the 4th place position, but mainly it's the fight between Cryptic and Fanflo for 5th. But yeah, I mean, Fanflo is in the Red Bull Academy, loaned to Haas. The question is he gonna fight fight one of his teammates in Cryptic?
No. Teammate. Right.
I'm going a little bit further back. George is trying to close in on Term. No, sorry, not Term. Red Fire. That is for 10th place as Kiernan just gets himself into the penalty club. As so is Fanflo. I'll be honest, I think there's going to be quite a lot of these guys are going to have 3-second penalties. There's no doubt in my mind. Last time we raced in Monaco, like 4 drivers escaped with no penalties. Meanwhile, TB still ahead of Scyther, 2 seconds. The gap is sitting at equal, but Scyther has a almost 6-second lead over Casper's for that third place.
Yeah, they need to build enough gap to the rest of the field so they don't get out in traffic. That's going to be crucial for them here. Because if you come out in traffic, you're pretty much done for. Because effective, you're going to get held up. So yeah, they need to pull enough gap to not get held up. And it looks like at the moment they're going to come out probably in P10. So they're definitely building that gap up, and they're just going to keep on building it.
If TV does go into the pits now, he will come out ahead. He'll come out in P9. He is a pit stop clear of the 10th place driver in Red Fire. He is a pit stop clear. Fanflo is trying his best to try to get some ground. One guy we haven't been talking much on lately, the Chiller. He's got Jack trying to sniff up his back heels as Jacob is catching up to Jack, by the way. That's going to be a fight for 8th some point within the next lap or so. But the Chiller's just playing it nice and calm. He is 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, but with him in 7th and Cryptic sitting in 5th, anything can happen. Oh, Casper's is in the pits.
Yeah, he's going for an undercut unless he has damage.
He does have damage, yeah. Placing the wing and going on to a new set of medium tires as Jacob is all over the back of Jack, going up in the Beau Rivage. Down to Massenet. This is going to be interesting. We're on board with the Ferrari driver trying his best to catch his way up. Looks like we have a problem. That is turnaround on the main straight. Right at the exit of Anthony Nose. And Jacob is actually on the tail of Jack. He is catching up, but he doesn't want to take the chance in the Novell. He realized what happened against Red Fire, as Jack got a little too much curb on the exit of Novell. That cost him a little bit. And Jacob had to brake a little bit to not hit him. George is now in the penalty club.
Yeah, and look at Cypher, he's all on the back here. And I think we're going to see at the end here that the top two actually have the gap to be able to come to him as well. The top two.
I just noticed that TV just lost a lot of time. So someone must have having a TB. His TB about a lap ago was over 2 seconds up.
Cypher's tires are going to be a lot more warmed up now, so the hards are definitely going to come into play now compared to the mediums. But the question is, can they build that gap up enough to jump out where they are now? But the question is, will these two finish like this, or will we see a different winner?
We'll definitely have to see. His TV is just broken out of the DRS mark for Scyther. Scyther out of DRS range at this moment. But TV is just trying to keep that car under control. I don't see any damage on him, so he looks to be in okay shape. Scyther's still not in DRS range at the marker point, so Scyther is going to have to just try to keep it with him and wait on an opportunity for TV to make another mistake, and Scyther can capitalize.
Yeah, but when can Jacob get ahead of Jack? That is the question, because if he gets ahead of Jack, then he has to get ahead of the Chiller, and there's a 3-car fight, in fact, for P3. So that's question one. Jacob just can't get ahead of Jack.
Well, he just attempted to. Jack let him by, but Jacob did attempt it into Sandoval, but he had a bad exit, and going up in the Beau Rivage, Jack just let him through. Jack decided it's not my time, not my fight.
We need to stop seeing this on certain academies where they let other academies go. it ruins the fight and it ruins the integrity of the league because we have academies for a reason. They fight each other for a reason. If you're just going to let cars pass, then there's no point in having academies.
Scyther's right on TV right now. We have a fight for the lead.
Yeah, look at Casper. He's on the red fire tiger. Could we see a move here by Casper's on the inside? And yes, he does. He goes into the chicane. He misses the chicane. He forces Red off. Red gets a penalty. And that is not good.
Caspers does get himself into 9th place despite that. So, in a unfortunate twist, Red Fire winds up getting a receipt. As it happened with him, it happened to Jacob earlier in the event, and it wound up happening to him against Caspers.
Yeah, it's a shame for them. There's a Reese Dainty's actually on the back of Kieran here on the straight, and it looks like Reese Dainty's going to try and go for it. Kieran outbreaks himself, and here we go. They run up to the casino square.
Up Ravage as Jacob just got cleared to Chiller for sixth place in the tunnel. Jacob being very, very aggressive and very brave in this race. And Jacob is up into 6th place now. Now he's just got 5 seconds to grip it to try to catch Fanflow, who's still harassing Cryptic.
Yeah, Cryptic's not having the best of days. Just not going his way. Especially being behind Beatnik, who's in a McLaren, who's performing better than everyone's expectations at the moment.
That is very true, as Scyther is still all over TB, just giving him some problems as a term. Oh, Kiernan's crashed! Kiernan's crashed out of Anthony Noakes. This could be a safety car.
But, there's no one near him. There's no need for a safety car. There's no cars near him.
Weavy was right behind him. But Term, by the way, has been lapped, and he's got severe damage.
But it's weird how Mercedes are constantly making mistakes with their driver. If their best drivers can't make it, we've seen it throughout the season when Mercedes just put not the best of drivers in their academy in the Mercedes, and they just don't perform. And we've seen it when Wavy's beating the Merc. We've seen it with Kieran here today. It's just not going well with them. So they definitely need to find that backup driver that can race in the Merc and constantly perform. If Lewis or the Killer can't make it at the moment, they don't have that. They're squabbling around trying to find that, and they're not finding it at the moment. So they definitely need to look for someone that can definitely be in that role if the Killer or Lewis can't show.
Absolutely, and Kiernan is just like I said, Mercedes has had a lot of problems as of late, because I mean, at the start of the season it was Scyther. It was Scyther and was it Scyther? Yeah, it was Scyther and Cryptic that were in the Mercedes at the start of the season.
Wait, what? Scyther and Reese, not Cryptic.
Oh, it was Scyther and Reese? Okay, my bad. I got it wrong. Well, Turn just crashed in Novell.
Look at Cypher here. Cypher and TB fighting. Look at Cypher, he's gonna go up to Q1 here.
Oh boy.
TB fighting, he is fighting it. These two have had beef. But Whitman comes out on top. They're side by side, and it looks like Cypher just lets him go. He doesn't want to fight it. And it looks like Beatnik pits here. He goes for an undercut. And this is where we're gonna see the medium type pit.
Absolutely, and Beatnik is going to be coming out in 9th place with a decent gap ahead of Refire. Jacob has actually caught up to Fanflow and Cryptic. But yeah, TB and Scyther, they were fighting it up. Beaurivage, they were side by side in Massenet. But Scyther chose to back out in the casino because TB just refused to give in. Scyther 5th place in the championship. TB, the championship leader. TB is just on a renegade rampage, to say the least, in this race. And no doubt, and it actually will work. It actually works in TB's favor because TB is the defending track champion. Because he won this race in McLaren back in Season 5.
Cryptic pits.
Cryptic has gone in, so that will put Fanflo in 3rd, and Jacob right on his heels in 4th.
This will be questionable. We've seen issues in Ferrari Academy where the Academy doesn't let the car go. We've seen it all season long, and that's Ferrari's issues. They don't have Academy drivers where they let them pass, and it looks like Florian hits the wall here, and he doesn't have the same pace as here, and it looks like Jacob just gets ahead, and Florian's actually got damage to that front wing, so that's not good for them. And look how far behind Cryptic had damage. Look how far behind he is to beat him now.
Yeah, he did pit.
He
did get the wing replaced when he did pit, so he has fallen to 10th. But with a new wing and some new tires, he won't have to worry about any issues later on, as Wavy is in the pits, and he will be the second driver to go get lapped, as the top 2 just go right by as he's coming out. So Wavy, second driver to go a lap down. Term was the first, but then he wound up crashing, and Fanflo's in the pits now.
Yeah, he'll be pitting to get his wing replaced after his mistake.
And Jack is in as well.
10 miles.
But unfortunately, Fanflo, he had to serve that 5-second penalty for that ignoring yellow flags, so that's going to mean his stop is going to be even longer, which is not what he wants. So there's a good chance that Reese could see himself into the points.
Yeah, after that collision on lap 1 as well. And it looks like Florian's just going to stay ahead of him.
Just nips him, yeah.
And it looks like Casper has got ahead of the Jello here because
in the tunnel again. That's the second Ferrari Academy driver to pass the Chiller in the tunnel. And TB is now pitted. So TB has gone into the pits. So Scyther will inherit the lead. And as Jacob is now coming out of the final corner, and he will jump his teammate to take second, and TB will come out in 3rd. He's going to have a sizable gap to Caspers, who's in 4th.
Question is, TB's going to have to warm them hards up. He's going to have to warm them up, and he's got Caspers behind him, and he's got the Chiller behind him, potentially. So it's going to be questionable here.
Cryptic trying to get past Red Fire on the outside. Oh, contact! Red Fire and Cryptic into the wall, and Sandoval. Oh man, and Cryptic's got I think Cryptic's got damage to that Red Bull. Yes, he does. It looks like Cryptic tried to get him on the outside, and Red Fire, I don't know what happened, but the two wound up colliding, and they want to go, and Cryptic wound up going into the wall. Cryptic's probably not happy, that's for certain. It looks like the antics of Red Fire are back in action again. As you said, those hards trying to get him up to temp and up to speed, as Caspers is trying to catch up. And unfortunately, yeah, because of the damage suffered by Cryptic, Cryptic is plummeting down the order, as Fanflo just takes him for 9th, and Jack up in 8th place. That's going to be an odd pairing for a fight. Jack versus Fanflo. That's going to be interesting. Around board with Fanflo. Not seeing a chance to go for it and send him up, but Reese is in. to go onto those hards, and Cryptic, man, Cryptic just having a unfortunate race, to say the least. He just lost third to the Chiller, as Scyther is coming in. Now the question is,
where Scyther's going to come out here.
yeah, that is the big question.
Looks like Jake is going to stay out here.
Yeah, Jake is opting to stay out. And he is going to get ahead. But the question is, can TB get him? And that answer is no. Scyther gets him on exit. So Scyther is net leader in the pit for the pits.
Good there from Scyther just to get up into the lead. That's good for him. But the question is, Jacob's ahead of him. What's going to happen here? There's red pits now.
Yeah, that is going to be a big question. Because Jacob does have a 5-second lead over Scyther. And I think if Jacob pits, he's going to be ahead of, he's going to be far ahead of Jack. That is the certain. He is going to be ahead of Jack.
The guy beat Nick as well, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what happens. We're on board with TB. Those hards are warmed up, but Scyther is on mediums, and his mediums will warm up even quicker. There is well, just cut to Fanflow giving Jack a bump in the Novell. That was tight. Fanflow was just bumped into the wall in the swimming pool chicane. Fanflow is just trying his best. He wants to get himself a good points position. He's got Jack, who was probably one of the trickiest, a very tricky driver to overtake. Because Jack, he will race you hard, but he races very fairly. Oh, TV's in the penalty club.
Penalty.
Well, that's gonna throw a major wrench.
I'll tell you. Can I ask you a question? Are Jacob and TB in a call?
I believe they are not. They're not, because after I had the talks, apparently word is that after those two wind up having a talk, their animosity is still very, very heated. So they are not on speaking terms. We'll just say that.
So we're gonna see if we're gonna see the team game, but I will be back in a second.
Speaking of teammate battling, Cryptic just overtook Reese to get himself into P12. And he's got a little bit of ways to go to get to Lewis Piper in 11th place, but Jacob is currently the leader of the event. We are on lap 22 of 39 in this Monaco Grand Prix. Scyther sitting in second, TB in third. Casper's sitting in fourth. The Chiller is fifth, and Beatnik sitting in sixth place. And Beatnik is, and speaking of Beatnik, I haven't talked much about him as of late, but if we're on board with him, he's hunting down the Chiller to get himself hopefully into a fifth place position. The Chiller has not been having a decent race, to say the least. Earlier, he got overtaken near the start, at the beginning part of the race. He got overtaken by Jacob in the tunnel, and then about 5 laps ago, Casper's overtook the Chiller for his P4, also in the tunnel. So the Chiller losing 2 positions in the span of the race in the tunnel. But the Chiller's just saving that ERS as Beatnik is just all over the back of him, just harassing him. And as we'll cut to the front too, we're on board with Scyther here. He is catched up to Jacob. And Jacob looks like he's got Wavy Knife ahead. Wavy is a lap down. No, he's not a lap down. Well, he was lapped, but he got unlapped. As Beatnik just overtook the Chiller in the Novell. Dang. Wowee. And Jacob made a mistake somewhere as Scyther just took the lead. Oh my. Jacob had a really nasty exit out of Anthony Nogues, and Scyther takes advantage, and Scyther in the lead. The Chiller is in the pits now to get off those hards onto the mediums. So the Chiller is in. Currently, Jacob, the only driver yet to pit. Now, Jacob, let's see, right now he is about 18 seconds clear of Beatnik. So, he's got a little ways to go, to say the least. As Fatflo, by the way, still harassing Jack. Those two are really still really at it, to say the least. But now, with Wavy gone a lap down, Jacob is yet to pit. He's gonna have to pit eventually. Question is when is he going? Oh, he's going in now. So Jacob is in the pits as TB just overtakes the lap car Wavy, and Caspers is in as well. So Caspers must have had a malfunction. He's going to another set of mediums.
Looks like Beatnik actually gets ahead, and we got a crash, maybe? Crash? Yellow flag? Very weird.
We'll see it, but looks like maybe Beatnik possibly. I don't know. But Jacob has pitted. He is in He's in 4th place. Casper's wound up doing a second stop. He is on a new set of mediums. But Jacob only falls to 4th, and Casper's is still in 5th place right now. Let's see. But yeah, Scyther is ahead of TB by over almost 5 seconds now. Beatnik hanging out in 3rd, but Jacob, oh boy, Jacob just got himself another penalty in the
9 seconds now.
Yeah, 9 seconds, but as you said, one of those could be removed, but he has to provide a race director as he just goes slipping in Anthony out of Rascast. But Jacob in pursuit of Beatnik to put himself into 3rd place. And by the way, Fatflo is still harassing Jack. But he can't get by yet, but Jack is just giving Fatflo a headache, to say the least. Oh, further back, Lewis Piper on George for the final points position. Can Lewis get himself past? No, cannot.
Drivers don't have pens.
Oh, Jacob on Beatnik. Snuck a peek before the brakes for Nouvelle, but backs off. And the Chiller is now caught up to Fatflo and Jack as they head towards Nouvelle. And we're on board with Jacob, who's looking at P3 in his sight, but once he gets past, he has to pull a 9-second gap over Beatnik. There he comes on the inside in the Sandoval, and he does, and Beatnik sent off into the escape road. There was no contact between Beatnik and Jacob, so I mean, unless Beatnik felt he got pushed off to the escape road, who knows? I mean, it could Could be that. Maybe Beatnik outbroke himself. We don't know. But that was a crazy attack by Jacob in the Sandovat. And he is up into P3, but he's still got to pull a major gap to stay in that third place. He has 9 seconds of penalties. Beatnik is currently 6 seconds back, but he's got Kaspers as well. Now go back further. There's only 10 laps to go once the leaders cross the line. Scyther, 8 seconds clear. Wow, Kaspers just sets the fastest lap. Red Fire's crashed! Red Fire's crashed in Novell. And no safety. Red Fire's crashed in Novell out of 8th place in front of George and Lewis, but no safety car. No safety car. We've had at least 4 or 5 wrecks, and there has been no safety cars from any of it. My oh my, but Lewis Piper is now into the points. Cryptic's had a problem. Oh no, Cryptic's inside Lewis. But wow, Lewis Piper is just staying into that last points position. But Red Fire, his crazy antics have come to a crashing end in the Novell. Chiller's sending a movement of Rascast on Fanflow. That you don't see every day. But Fanflow is still ahead in 7th place. And Jack still sitting very nicely in 6th. And just looking at with the penalty markers, Jacob is clear of Beatnik. And he is going to be staying in 4th place right now. But he has to pull a 6-second gap against Kaspers in order to keep himself on the podium. And with only 8 laps left, that's a tough tale to do. As these guys are just still going at it. A bit further back as George just gets himself another penalty. Puts him at 6. So Cryptic is looking at points anyways, because he'll get past Lewis Piper and George. Yeah, so George is looking at net P10 for right now. And Cryptic is going to get himself into 9th place because of the penalties that George and Lewis Piper have on him. Lewis Piper has 12 seconds of penalties, while George has 6. Fanflow and Chiller, they both have 3 seconds of penalties. Meanwhile, Scyther just lapped Reese, so Reese has gone a lap down. Reese has gone a lap down, Wavy's gone a lap down. So that's our 3rd guy that's been lapped. First person was Term, who later crashed. But we've had 5 DNFs so far. We have Blonde crash out on lap 1. Sam Steed crashed as well. Kiernan crashed in Novell. Same with Term, wound up crashing in Casino. As Reese just gets himself another 3-second penalty, and Red Fire also crashed in Novell. So 5 crashes, no safety cars. I mean, earlier, the F1 drivers were actually speculating how many safety cars or virtual safety cars there will be in this race. But I think they'll be shocked to learn that despite all these crashes, not a single one has happened. And, oh boy! Contact between George and Lewis. They're bumping and bashing and banging. And Lewis Piper gets sent wide in the casino. And Cryptic takes advantage of both their mistakes. And he's up in the P9. We just saw that bump and bang and bonking by those two. But, wowee. What a mess there. Anyway, 7 laps to go in this event. Jacob is still...
He's been lapped.
Yeah, Reese has been lapped. Because Scyther's ahead of him. Fatflow just got himself another penalty, so that will put the Chiller in 7th place. TB, by the way, 10 seconds behind Scyther. He's still second, and Jacob is slowly starting to catch up, but he just can't seem to shake that gap against Casper's. I mean, this is Casper's second event, and Wavy's wrecked in the swimming pool. So Wavy has Leclerc'd himself out of the race. So that is our 6th DNF of the event. So that is unfortunate there. But by the looks of it, I'm just gonna say honestly, Jacob at the moment is looking to be driver of the day of this race. He started towards the back of the field. Oh, is that George in trouble? Yes, he is. George has crashed in the chicane. And the Chiller and Fanflo are fighting as they head in the Mirabeau. Oh, bump and bonk between those two. But Fanflo still stays ahead. No, oh boy, the Chiller was trying. He tried to move in the hairpin. That is like one of the trickiest spots to overtake. I mean, it's been done, but it's just very, very, very risky to do. But the Chiller just can't seem to get past Fanflo, and because of their two squabbling, Jack has taken off from those two. Now, I'll be honest, like I said before, Jacob is looking to be driver of the day from starting basically at the back of the field and is up in the 3rd. But another contender for driver of the day is Casper's, who's sitting in 4th, and because of Jacob's penalties, Casper's is looking at his first RPL podium in his 2nd ever race.
I am going to go with Jack Miles, P12 to P6, very good from him. He's had a clean race, kept his head clean, and he looks like he's going to finish there. So yeah, my driver of the day would be Jack Miles.
I mean, not only has Jack also been playing it clean, but he's also been putting on a major defense against Fanflo and the Chiller. I mean, those two were literally up on his tail for like multiple laps. I mean, Fanflo was basically been on his tail for half of the race, and Jack was just the impervious brick wall that Fanflo just couldn't seem to get around. And Fanflo is now under threat by the Chiller. Both had the exact same time penalties of 6 seconds. But with only 4 to go, I think in the Chiller's case, it's basically now or never to try to get past Fanflo.
Beatnik would definitely be a driver of the day contention as well. He was fighting for a podium. He was actually in third place at one point, and now he's in fifth, and he's just kept his head clean. So him and Jack would definitely be my vote, as well as De Chilla. But yeah, it's been a very entertaining race. Some decisions that haven't gone people's way, but yeah, Rogers pits here for the medium compounder tyre.
Yeah.
And actually, no, he goes on to the softs. So he'll be going for the
He's going for
lap.
fastest lap, isn't he? I think he is, because the fastest...
in 11.4.
Yeah, by Caspers. Yeah. This is gonna get kind of interesting, because I just noticed with just about 2.5 laps left to go, Jacob is 3.5 seconds behind TV. He is closing in on him. So, I'm thinking maybe on the last lap we could see a Ferrari clash at the Titans again, but we'll have to wait and see. As you mentioned about with you putting Jack, Beatnik, or the Chillers, your choices for driver today. I put in Jacob for going from 17th to 3rd, but could be losing it because of the penalty, and Caspers because he's been playing it really strong. He's in 4th and is looking at his first RPL podium. Those are my two choices for a driver today. But I do also give props to Jack though for putting on a very clean race and just being an impervious wall against Fanflow and the Chiller. So Jack is also another one that I could potentially see. But for those that are watching the stream on the Twitch, what do you think is going to be? Who do you think would be driver today? As I want to pick in Jacob, Caspers, and Jack, and Layton picked Jack, Beatnik, or the Chiller. Which one would you think?
The issue is, Jacob would be my driver of the day, but 4 drivers have let him pass and decided not to fight him. So, that's the reason he's not my vote compared to the other guys. But yeah, he has had a strong race.
Yes,
As we have had some contracts being done, whilst the race is going on, Mercedes have decided to sign Leon Miner for F1 Tier 10, and Will in the Aston Martin.
Whoa. Oh, well, that's interesting. I just saw this. Scyther just passed Cryptic and Piper to put him a lap down. So Scyther just lapped his teammate. But we are on the final lap
after this race.
But as he comes out of the last couple of corners, after missing 3 races earlier this season, he returned in Mercedes to win in Spain. He has now been switched back to Red Bull, and he is back again on form for Red Bull. Scyther claims victory in Monaco. So unfortunately, TB, who will cross the line second, will not be defending his track championship, but he does extend his championship lead as he goes in second. Jacob crosses the line in 3rd, but Caspers nips him for 3rd. Caspers' second race of RPO, and he is on the podium in the Alfa Romeo. Now we got a long way to go here, as Beatnik is going to be coming around the last corner. He will cross the line to get an admirable 5th place. That is 10 points for that McLaren. Very way to go on Beatnik's part, that's for sure.
Oh, and the Chiller picks up a penalty at the final end.
Ouch.
He finishes P8.
Anyways, Jack just crossed into there. Whoops. Let's drop my headset. And Fanflow 7th.
anyways, I have some business to take off, so I will have to leave you here.
All right.
But yeah, very good result there from Monaco. It looks like the top three all finished the same.
Yeah. But yeah, so Scyther is your winner, TB second, and Casper's first podium for right now, as my partner is left. So I'll definitely give him a shout out for him when he is all done, when we're all set with the stream. But yeah, Scyther gets his win in F1, and I believe that is win number 17 in his career. So not bad for Scyther there. But there it is. So Scyther is your winner. TB is in second. Casper's just nicks Jacob for third place. Jacob sitting in fourth. Beatnik fifth. Jack sixth. Fanflow 7. The Chiller 8. Cryptic in 9. And Lewis Piper is in 10th place. So that will conclude the stream for tonight. So let's get a load on to what is going on for next week's events. So for Tier 2 Friday, the Drivers' Championship has been decided, but the season still continues. We have 3 rounds left in that season. The F1 Tier 2 drivers will be racing around in Belgium at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps. However, then later on, F2 next Saturday, they race around the tricky streets of Marina Bay in Singapore, so that will be interesting there. And for F1 next week, we get to go to Canada. So with my partner who left, we give our shout out to Layton, who helped me out for today's event. This is Ty and Ironwolf saying good night and have a good one.